to Hokkaido! I'm actually all by myself right now and I wanted to do a bit of solo traveling because I haven't done it for a while and it's one of my favorite ways to explore Japan because it is really safe here. Right now it's the middle of summer, it's July, and Hokkaido, I've been there many times in the winter before. It's nice and cold with the snow, but summer is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's on my bucket list and they're famous for lavender. So I'm in the town of Furano and I'm ready to cycle my way around because I hired an e-bike from the hostel I'm staying at. It's only a short cycle away, so I can't wait to show you what my day and time here in Hokkaido is like. So let's go. So this is my e-bike and I love e-bikes. They make traveling and riding across like long distances so much easier. The last time I used one was in Naoshima in Japan, which was also a solo trip. It's supposed to be about 44 minutes from my hostel. I've been just looking at the sights and going super slowly, so I've only progressed. It's been like 20 minutes and I've only gone like 4 minutes down because I was like, ooh, field, ooh, nature. The footpath that I was on disappeared, so now I'm cycling on the road, which makes me really nervous. I'm not used to cycling on the road, but everyone so far just goes around me and it's fine. Before coming, I was doing online research and one website said, do not underestimate the distances between towns if cycling in Hokkaido. And it's not even just towns, just locations. I underestimated it. I discovered another lavender field on my way to Farm Tomita. It's called Nakano Furano. I literally was speeding by, stopped really fast because I was like, lavender field? They have a chairlift here which just started running as well. That's really cool. There are actually lots of lavender fields. I thought it was just the one, but as I'm riding my bicycle around, there's like so many little spots. All right, I'm gonna keep on cycling because I'm almost there. I can taste it, or should I say I smell it. Less than 500 meters away, I once again was stopped by something I'd never seen before, which was an unmanned little booth with lots of fresh vegetables. And I skipped on breakfast, so I thought I'm gonna have some fresh fruit or veggies before I get to the farm because I really want to have an ice cream there. So I got money. Luckily I've got cash on me. I usually don't carry a lot of cash, but before coming to Hokkaido I took out a lot. And I'm gonna get some tomatoes for 150 yen. It must be pretty popular because they have really fresh fruit here, like even in a fridge, all sorts of things. And then they also have like beans, so like red azuki beans. These tomatoes are so firm and that's kind of hard to come by sometimes here, so. Definitely one of the better tomatoes I've had in Japan for cherry tomatoes. Also really great because they have a seat here, so they knew someone like me was gonna be riding by and just wanted to have a few cherry tomatoes. Awesome. This is Farm Tomita, known for its iconic purple lavender fields, and the best time to see it is the end of June through to July. There is so much more to see than just lavender, so let's go take a look. I made it to the farm finally after over an hour of cycling. I'm so tired. As soon as I got here, I could just smell all the lavender. It's so refreshing. To my horror, which I probably should have realized, it's all hills here, so my legs are already tired, but I gotta keep walking up hills to get like that overview shot. There are so many fields here. I thought it would just be one giant one, but there are so many. I've already gone to 2 and there's more in the distance, but it's all like uphill. Everything's so spread out, so it's really nice that everyone's not crowded into one area. But this is 9 AM on a Monday and it's already quite busy. So I could imagine like the weekends, they're pretty packed. It smells so nice. I guess there's thousands and thousands of lavender, so the whole entire like area just smells amazing. I'm so impressed with the endurance of like the elderly Japanese people. They're all climbing this hill and I'm like exhausted. Japanese people are so healthy and active and fit. I feel like Western elderly people are not able to do this stuff. It was also intentional that I'm wearing a lavender colored hat, by the way, and I heard some Japanese girls being like, ah, kawaii, she's wearing the lavender colored hat. That's right, I prepared. After walking up the lavender hill, we're greeted by like these pink, white, and red flowers. And there's these trees in the distance too, and there are these massive bumblebees. It's amazing. I just thought I was going to see some lavender, but there's way more than that. I do know there's a field of colorful flowers, which I am looking for, but this place is massive. I really hope I have the energy to get there. I'm living off those cherry tomatoes we ate just before. It's so beautiful here. It's almost like a postcard. It feels like Howl's Moving Castle, that scene at the very end where, like, you know, Howl's made the house for Sophie. Feels like we've just been transported there. Great thing about this farm is that it's actually free entry. So a lot of the locals come here and walk their dogs. I've seen a lot of cute pups here. I've come to basically the opposite side of the farm now where they have the rainbow. I'm gonna call it a rainbow. It's like an assortment of flowers. It looks absolutely stunning. I'm so lucky I happened to be here in full bloom. This was not timed. I just happened to be here on a business trip. Japan has so much beautiful nature. It always blows my mind. I got my lavender ice cream and it's melting so fast. I took a few photos, so I better get eating. That's delicious. I don't think I've ever had a lavender ice cream. Oh my gosh, it is melting. It smells like lavender. I guess it tastes like lavender tea. It's got that creaminess from the Hokkaido milk. I'm also pretty happy that a lot of shops are selling this lavender ice cream. I was expecting it just to be one shop, but I've seen at least 3 or 4. There's no worries about like lining up or all that kind of stuff. I think this would probably be the most popular one because we're literally right in front of all the lavender fields, so you can get your picture perfect photo. At the top of the ice cream shop they have a viewing platform and you can get a really good overview of all the fields as well as the mountains in the distance and the town of Furano. It's really nice. The cutest Shiba ever, called Milk. Oh my gosh, and lots of sunflowers. Kawaii. Bye bye, Milk. That was awesome. I love this place. It is so beautiful. It's worth the trip to Hokkaido in the summer alone just to see this. Definitely one of a kind, at least to my knowledge. I'm currently in a separate area from before. This place is honestly humongous. So much to see. You really need to dedicate a few hours to come to this place. Hokkaido is really famous for its fruit, including melon. So I couldn't resist the opportunity to have one of their fresh, expensive melons. So just for this alone, I paid 400 yen, so about $3. Which I feel like in Australia you'd probably almost be able to buy a melon. I think in Australia we call this rock melon. In America, is it cantaloupe? Cantaloupe? Is that an animal? I don't know. Maybe my first time trying it. Itadakimasu. It's chilled, it's fruity, it's refreshing. It's what I needed. I have lost all my energy, the heat and all the walking. I'm kind of regretting, should I have got 2 instead of 1? Because fruit is so expensive in Japan, it's such a treat to have something like this. I love the flavor of this. It's not too mushy, it's like firm. I like fruit when it's firm. I don't like when it's all like soft. My melon smile. I want to just keep eating it, but there's nothing left. They also have full-size melons on sale behind at that shop, and they're about $100. They do deliver it to your house though, probably for an additional fee, but $100. At least I got to have one piece of that $100 melon for $4. It's time for lunch and I found a really awesome restaurant at the farm that has a view of the lavender field. Like, we get to sit right in front of it and I can also see the mountains in the background. There's a train going by. It's so beautiful. Because Hokkaido is famous for potato, I've seen a lot of gnocchi, which is not that common in Japan. So I'm excited to have some gnocchi because honestly, most times I get it in Japan, it's not that good. It's a creamy sauce one, which makes sense because once again, milk, potato, the theme continues. Oh my god, that just melted in my mouth. I've never had a gnocchi like that before. Like, the potato is so soft, it's not chewy at all. If anything, it's just like dissolves. That's interesting. I figured because we're here, I might do a special ramen in the lavender flavor. So this is the one where you gotta hit it. It's also cool, they give us a placemat when you get the tray, and it has the whole like drawn out map of the farm tomita. Pretty similar to normal ramen, just with a hint of lavender. I got caught by the lavender, the hype. The ice cream is worth it. This one, not so much. I counted down the last few minutes before I had to get back on that bike, which I was dreading because my muscles were so sore, but I treated myself to a second lunch, so it was all worth it. Come to a local ramen place here in Furano called Tomikawa Seimen Sho, and it was really close to the station as well as my hostel, and apparently they're like Michelin rated in the guide, and I had to go for a Sapporo miso ramen because it's a classic, and I haven't had ramen on my trip yet. And this place is so popular. All the reviews are just so high, and I can't wait to dig in because I'm starving. That gnocchi was not enough. Look at the steam just coming off this. Itadakimasu. Wow, that broth is so good. It's really thick. It's got all these great miso flavors. The butter just melts in and it just adds another level of like creaminess and depth to the soup. These noodles are so good. I'm not always like a fan of ramen noodles if they're too thin, but these ones are nice and thick and chewy. There are a lot of options on the menu and I was really not sure what to do, but I feel like because I'm here I should get the miso ramen, but the soy sauce ramen looks good, the shoyu, as well as the spicy miso. But she said it was like a big bowl with spice, so I was like, I don't know if I can challenge myself to that. This place is so popular that they actually have a location inside the Shin-Chitose airport. So if you can't make it all the way out to Furano, but you're in Hokkaido, don't worry. And I was actually searching because I wanted to see which one to order, that they have one in Tokyo Station in like Tokyo Ramen Street. But even if you're just in Tokyo, you can totally try their ramen noodles. After smashing that bowl of miso ramen, the verdict is if you like ramen, you have to come here. That was really tasty. And I don't feel like I can go back to standard ramen anymore. So totally recommend. I'm so exhausted, but I still really want to go to see this place called Ningle Terrace. So I'm gonna take a bus there, which isn't coming for another 30 minutes. So I'm just killing time in a town which literally has nothing. I made it to Ningle Terrace, which is close to the Shin Furano Prince Hotel. It's a really cute area with wooden log houses, and it's really charming and almost like a fairy tale. It feels very European, and they've got these lights and it's lit up. And in the winter it looks so stunning. I've only seen photos of it, but even in the summer it looks great with all the green and all the trees. It really doesn't feel like Japan, I guess. Almost somewhat reminds me of Karuizawa because it has a very Western style architecture and all the green as well. Unfortunately, the coffee house, which I wanted to check out, is closed today. Pretty busy. There's a lot of tour buses that come here and drop off people. That's the same with the flower place. There's literally warning signs about caterpillars that fall down. And I saw a really big green one. They're really furry. I've never seen them before. Oh my gosh, there's two on this sign here. Apparently they fall down from the trees, so there's a lot of screaming, people being surprised. I really hope it doesn't fall on my hat or my back, because I won't know because I'm all by myself as well. But maybe a stranger will let me know. They're everywhere, like on the ground. There's one crawling right next to me. Wow. You can also hear the sound of the river. It's really beautiful here. I'm glad I made the trip out here just to see it. I'm contemplating whether or not to stay after dark, but the bus leaves in about 30 minutes. Otherwise I gotta take a taxi, which is a lot more expensive. Another closed shop. I'm wondering if it's too late in the day or it's just off season for these places, because the terrace itself is supposedly open till like 8:45 p.m. because the light up at nighttime is something everyone comes to see. But no idea. I don't think I'm gonna stick around much because I'm not that big into buying crafts. If it was jewelry like this kind of thing, I'd be more interested, but yeah, there's nothing for me to buy. And all the shops are basically saying no photography, no videos, so many people screaming. I think I'm pretty much done here. It's been less than 20 minutes and I think like I did a loop and I'm enjoying the view, but there's not much else to do here, so I wouldn't recommend making a big trek out here if you're taking public transport, because honestly, like, it might not be worth it. If you have a car, it's only 10 minutes from Furano Station. In that case, it's probably a lot better. I do want to come back in the winter because it does look magical, and hopefully the coffee house is open then. It's a shame they don't have more places to sit down and chill. Otherwise, I'd be very happy to just spend like an hour or two here, because that was the plan originally. No caterpillars fell on me. I feel kind of sad. They're really cute and fuzzy, and I don't think they're dangerous, so. Welcome to my hostel called Hostel Tamar. I think it's like a European name, but they had everything here. I booked it not knowing how awesome it would be. They had a barista with nice coffee, which I got on the first day when I checked in. They had really nice lobby, and then I found myself at the rooftop. At the hostel, they have a special like summer outdoor rooftop bar event. And so I was like, hell yeah, that sounds good. So I got myself a beer, kanpai, and I'm just enjoying the mountain range and the city of Furano from a rooftop bar. Who would have known? There's a lot of locals here. I did not expect Furano to have a friggin' rooftop bar. They had nomi hodai for like 3,000 yen, but I was like, I'm just gonna get one drink. This is crazy. I didn't think I'd be on a rooftop bar in Furano. Never know what happens, eh? I was recommended another restaurant here in Furano called Kumagera, and it's also got like a Michelin star rating, and it's very busy. I had to wait in a line, and there are people just continually like piling into this restaurant. But I'm gonna start with some cheese tofu. Once again, Hokkaido famous for their dairy. It's almost like cottage cheese, that's what it tastes like. I went with one of the dishes they're most famous for, which is like a Wagyu Don. It's on the pricey side, it was like 2,100 yen. I can smell that they've like blowtorched it. I love the smell of like blowtorch things. That's really high quality meat. It's so soft. Comes with miso as well. It's like teishoku vibes, but in like a fancy restaurant. Welcome to my hostel room. It's very cozy. I like that it's made of wood. And it's really quite spacious, like the bed size is perfect, it's not too hot, also not too cold. And I have an outlet, I have a bit of space here, and then there's a locker to put my stuff. It's not too late yet, but I gotta keep it quiet. This is honestly one of the better hostels I've stayed in Japan. Like, they're all pretty good, but this one's very modern, and it's very clean, and it's new, so I'm quite happy with it. And the showers are nice too. It's just a nice little space to unwind for the day and get sleep. I also recommend bringing earplugs. I cannot travel without these. There was someone snoring last night as well, so yeah, earplugs. Good morning. I managed to get my train on time. I want to go to the Bie Blue Pond, the Shirogane, and I had to go to Furano Station, which when I first arrived here, there's no elevator and I have a massive suitcase, so it took me forever to unpack and lift it up because I can't lift it by myself. But today, luckily, someone helped me. They saw me like unpacking my suitcase and they were like, I'm gonna help you. And I was like, thank you. It's just 8 AM now. I'm gonna head there. Hopefully it's good weather. It's a little overcast, like a bit cloudy. The sun is peering through, but I hope it's still really blue. I made it to Bie Station, and there was another set of stairs. The old stations here are insane. Everyone comes with these giant suitcases and there's no elevator. So this Japanese lady came up and helped me. It was so sweet. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I regret packing so much, but it couldn't be helped because I'm in Hokkaido for like 1 week. Right, onto the lake. I was luckily able to drop my luggage off at the tourist information center. They have like a system for 500 yen. You can leave your luggage. So I got rid of all of that. They had lockers too. And there was a kombini, like a local one called Uno open. I got all of these Hokkaido products like milk, corn tea, and then cheese. There's literally no one else at this bus stop. And it started raining. I really hope it doesn't rain a lot because I don't have an umbrella, I don't have a bag. So I'm a little nervous, but it says from 12 thunderstorms expected. So I'm like, please don't come early thunderstorms. Anyway, I will drink my milk and just hope for the best. This was really expensive milk. It was 400 yen. But I was like, I haven't seen one of these bottles of milk anywhere. So I really wanted to get it. And it does taste good. It's not as creamy as another one I had in like a coffee shop the other day, but it's still good. Update, I bought an umbrella because the rain is getting worse. Problem with this bus thing as well is that there's only like one bus every 3 hours. And when I get there, there's a bus that leaves. It gives me like 20-30 minutes to look at it. But if I miss that, I have to wait for like 3-4 hours. So I have to get that bus. Okay, so I did make it to the Shirogane Blue Pond and it was worth it. As soon as I got here, I could see it in the distance and it is really vivid blue. Look how blue that is. Crazy. It is very crowded though, so I will mention that. So if you come really early in the morning, you probably hear the sound of nature and the birds. It was artificially made. There was a dam nearby, and to stop the volcanic kind of mud from coming in, they had to build the dam. There was some aluminium that mixed with the water, and now it reflects in this beautiful turquoise blue. Even though it looks bright blue, it's clear because the rocks at the bottom are white. It's honestly like a carbonated drink. No wonder it's one of Hokkaido's most popular tourist spots. I can really see why, because I was a bit skeptical. It's a bit of a trek out here, but yeah, it's worth it. Super happy that it also stopped raining. I'm really lucky because apparently it's at its most beautiful on a clear sunny day. And although it's not sunny, it's overcast, it's still really, really blue. Every season it's also got a different kind of like beauty to it. So in the winter they actually illuminate it now and light it up at nighttime, and it's like frosted blue because all the dead trees behind me, they're just like all the snow clings to it. And the spring is apparently the best season. But then in the autumn you have like the brown leaves. I look forward to coming back. Winter is definitely the one I want to see it in the most, just because the snow and so mystical. That was incredibly rushed. I would love to have more time to do that. And I got to the bus stop on time. Of course it's late. Yeah, in Tokyo the buses are pretty much on time, but out here in the countryside they're always late. At least on this Hokkaido trip they have been. Was it worth it? Yes, it was worth checking it out. Once again, wish I had more time to relax, and they also had a cafe where you could get ice cream and stuff. Solo traveling is one of the most tiring things I have ever experienced, especially when you're taking trains across the country with a lot of luggage and not really knowing what's happening. But I had a really amazing time. I learned a lot about Hokkaido in the summer. I learned that corn tea is the best, and it rains on and off a lot. Made it to Sapporo and headed to my final hostel for the trip. And it's raining here too. Luckily it stopped as soon as I got here. It's weird seeing it without the snow. Booked myself one simple hostel here in Sapporo City. Had a reasonable stay. It was a lot simpler than the other place, and I treated myself to a calm evening. I got another bowl of Sapporo miso ramen and then ended up doing some solo karaoke to sum up my solo trip before heading back to Tokyo on a bunch of trains. New video coming soon, so subscribe and like if you want to see more. Bye guys!